Hello, hello. Gonna just give it a minute to see who is coming on the chat. And I hope that everybody has had, if you celebrate the holidays, I hope that you've had a wonderful holiday season. Hello. Oh, I just got hit with heat. Interesting. So my voice is coming back slowly but surely. Hi, Steph. Hi. Happy New Year. I wanted to come on before New Year over in Europe because I know we have some people over there, and it will be midnight there soon. So whether they're able to come on or if they're actually having their own celebrations, that's fine too. How are you feeling? A lot of people are sick. I have been very sick all week, and it turns out it was strep. I've never had strep in my life, and I've cared for many people who have had strep, so I thought that I was immune to it. Hi, Martin. I thought that I was immune to strep, but apparently there's a new strain going around. Surprise, surprise, right? And I didn't even have a sore throat, but I did lose my voice. So I'm happy that it's coming back because having so much downtime, I've just been getting a lot of stuff. We have allergies here. Cedar is bad. Oh, wow. There's always something, right? Hi, Patsy. Okay, good. It's almost midnight where you guys are, huh? I looked at the time and I was like, oh my gosh, I've got to come on live. I've got to do a New Year's Eve reading for us all and just kind of talk about some of my experiences aside from being sick, which we'll bring that up soon. It's soon to be midnight. But yeah, I guess probably about 15 minutes or so. I think, I don't know. My time conversion is not the best, but a lot of people, especially in this area, but not just this area, because I talk to people from all over, have been having this really bad cough, which is what I've had, and it's just unexplainable. I'm glad I went to the doctor. My sister really kind of pushed it because I was getting worse and worse instead of better, and thankfully I went because you can't really, from what they say, strep won't go away without an antibiotic, so I have been on an antibiotic now. Finally, my voice is coming back. My health is my wealth. Good for you. Good, thanks. Glad to hear you're on the mend. Yes, finally. Today is the first day. I woke up this morning and I actually felt like a human being again, so I was grateful for that. 1:45, fireworks time. Hello, Granny Paula. So you guys have about 15 minutes or less than 15 minutes till your 2024 begins. That's interesting. Not interesting. A lot of big things going on, but just about an hour ago, we received a huge solar flare, X5. That's the biggest I've seen. That's the biggest that, I mean, it's big. And I know that there was a coronal hole from the sun, and that wind stream was facing Earth. That was about 2 days ago. So I don't know if this is coming from that. I didn't really take the time to look too much, but wow, big pow. And also, yeah, I am sounding a little better. Also, the Schumann resonance chart has been spiking since yesterday. It's been spiking again. So if you guys are feeling any energetic shifts, yeah, Martin, you're in Ireland, right? Yeah, we are in for a wild ride, that's for sure. Jupiter direct, right? Jupiter direct. And Mercury stationing direct. Those are some big changes also. However, oh, I just lost it. Yes, Wexford, Ireland. Yeah, you guys are neighbors. So with all of this energy, and I was telling Paula a little bit about this before, and I do want to talk about this more in depth, maybe not so much on a New Year's Eve, but I'll touch on it as far as how we are, our universe, everything is moving through this photon belt. So we're having so many influxes of different types of frequencies, but very high light frequencies coming onto the planet. All of 2023 has really been preparing us for 2024, for the next few years. The next few years are going to be, the frequency is going to continue to elevate. And of course, we're going to have fluctuations, but physically, I feel like this is one of the reasons why many people are getting sick. Physically, we've been going through the preparational stage emotionally, mentally, energetically, all of those things. What I have been experiencing, and I've been told that this is not just me, but I've had a lot of, obviously, being sick, I've had a lot of downtime and a lot of sleeping and a lot of dreams. And the dreams have been linked to my past, people from my past, experiences from my past that were more on the darker side of just like things that I really wouldn't like to reflect on, yet I know that I have to. So this morning I woke up from another dream about somebody that was in my life years ago, and how I had seen her. I witnessed her energetically and physically totally turn from being this light and bubbly friend to like over onto the dark side where the eyes get dark. Now, if you've ever experienced somebody's eyes getting dark, almost as if like the pupils so dilated, but it really is, it is, from what I've been given, it is almost as if their consciousness is taken over by a darker energy, and there's like an energy exchange going on where you don't even know it's like I don't even recognize the person. Now it really is that person. It is just the depths of their darkness and whatever had been passed on to them from their family and lineage and whatnot, showing itself to me. Many of us who are, and you might not even be fully aware, but if you're on my channel and you're resonating with my readings and all of this, we're all psychic. We're all able to pick up and see things more than the average Joe, so to speak. So when we are engaging with people, we can see all of their different parts. And a lot of times the universe will will give us a little taste test of all of these different parts. And you can even see their features, their facial features, mostly the eyes, change before your very eyes. And it's really freaky when you have that. But I've experienced this with many people, but this one particular person was in my dream. And when I woke up, I sat with that and allowed more to flood through to show me what it was meant for me to reflect back on. And it had me reflecting back on New Year's Eve parties in the past that, yes, sunken, hollow eyes. Yeah, or the sad eyes. Yes, yes. So I had to reflect back on my part in trying to fit in with people when I wasn't really fully wanting to be there or comfortable, but because I was either with my husband at the time or other people, like how I would just like go along being places where I wasn't fully comfortable. And I had like a huge sigh of relief, like, thank you for showing me that and reminding me of the times where I would compromise my energy. I would compromise myself. And I didn't think much of it. I think we all have done that in the past. But then it really like showed me where this person is now and where, it's sad. So, but another thing that I was shown, if you're having flashbacks of especially particular people or dreams, right now, we're all getting hit with these different energies. And if somebody has been talking negatively about you, or if they have like some kind of, that they've made up a story, or they have some story in their mind about you or about me. Let's just say it's about me because I'm reflecting the light onto a dark aspect of somebody. There's a reaction to that. And this is why people lash out at us from time to time, is because that's their darkness, and our light is shining on their darkness, and the darkness is like, and it just wants to make all this stuff up, make us be. I've been like the poster child for the scapegoat for most of my life, because I have the ability to see both sides. I can see the soul in everybody, and I had to learn discernment the hard way through all of that. Or if they laugh at us or pick on us, yes. And that's what I experienced, especially not with this particular person I had a dream about, but with there was like a whole clan of them. There was like a clique, a group. So, and I knew that they talk about me behind my back and things like that, but they must be going on now, or recently, or showing me. But what's happening now, because this is the power of forgiveness and release, letting go. When somebody says bad things about you or does something to hurt you or whatever, it's not excusing them, but it's important to really let that go when you can and forgive. Because if we hold on to that energy, because they're going to have waves of it, it's going to come back and they're going to do it again. We don't have to be in the same state, the same country. If we are still holding on to that energy, that's where the psychic attacks will come in, and we'll start to really feel insecure and all of those nasty feelings that they project onto us. But because I've so removed myself from them and have healed and forgiven everybody, and my view and my perception on life in general and my interactions and relationships with people are so different than they were then. Whenever they do that energy doesn't even reach me. It turns around and goes right back at them. So they're going to actually experience their own projections. And people are experiencing that right now. Just so you guys know. Anybody who has their dark side is angry at you, or is jealous of you, or is whatever it is, that's coming up for them. And that is also, even just in the thoughts, that is energy. Those energy waves are going to come out towards you. And if you still are holding on to something, you're going to feel that tinge of like, suddenly I don't feel so good about myself. 3 minutes, Martin. But if you have totally forgiven and released and gone on your way, they're getting that back. They're getting that directly back at them. And it's hard to fully explain that. Armor of God springs to mind. Yes, that's a good way of putting it. Yep. Yeah, you guys have 3 minutes. So that's going on right now. This big waves and waves and waves of energy. It's bringing up memories. It's bringing up feelings. It's bringing all these things up. And for people who have not done the work on themselves, they're projecting, even if it's just mentally, and it's coming back at them. Two minutes. we'll do the countdown. Because I won't be awake for midnight here. I'll tell you that right now. I have been sleeping so much. Oh, I'm so glad that you guys are here too. We get to ring in the new year because 2024 is going to be amazing. So many amazing opportunities for us, so much more healing, so much. Last year 2023 was a big challenge for all of us in so many ways. So many ways. One of my biggest challenges, and it's really hard when you're conscious of it, you're consciously aware of it, right? I know that I have this opportunity to really become extremely financially abundant, but I come from a family lineage of people that are terrified of money. And so I've been really trying to break free from that. There's noise in London. Oh, is it New Year? Oh, wait, no. It says 6:59 here. All kinds of noise going on. 1 minute. 1 minute to the window. Happy New Year! Happy New Year to all you in the UK. Yay! Welcome 2024. Goodbye 2023. It's I was always told never to wish a day away, but I'll tell you what, there were days in 2023 that I certainly was wishing they would just go away. Yay! Happy New Year, everybody. Let's see here. All right. That time of the year where our humanness celebrates the turning over. Happy New Year. Fireworks in the hood. I always feel bad for all of the wildlife when fireworks go off. Like the poor birds and squirrels and everything. And dogs and children. But, to each his own. I'm sure that I'll be woken up by fireworks here too. But new, yes, thank you, Paula. New. And we can set our intentions for all of that now as far as healthy, happy, abundant, and thriving new year for all of us. Hugging my dog, oh. I know the poor animals. They're like, what in the world is going on? And your cat too. Oh, cats. So that's one of the biggest energetic things that I got was about what's happening with people right now. And when I woke up this morning, my guides were like, this is happening today, tonight, and whatever's going to be turning over into tomorrow for many people that really haven't worked. Again, this I'm not talking about everybody, but those who refuse to look within, refuse to acknowledge the pain and the depths and the darkness within. Yeah, roll on Pluto, that's right. Those who are still numbing out their pain are going to wake up tomorrow feeling this backlash energy. That's the message that I got this morning. And so just to really say a prayer to them, say a prayer for them, all that I hope that everybody is able to find their light and find their soul and really want to become a better version of themselves going forward. I have to admit, yeah, I already have been having that for days. Last minute punch, yeah. That's also Chiron going direct. Like I was saying, that's like a gut punch. Like you ever get hit in the gut and it's just like, you can't take a breath. I mean, most girls haven't, but if you have brothers, it's like a gut punch. It takes all your breath away. Those wounds. All right, let's get into the reading. I want to see. Oh, thank you for being here, Patsy. Thank you all for being here. I'm so glad my voice came back because I had so much to say. And Happy New Year, Paige. Thank you for your readings last year. It is now. Thank you. Happy New Year to you, too. Yeah, this past week, I really pushed through those readings. Mainly because I know that we all need to kind of it's nice to either get validation or clarification. Sometimes we get a little hung up on something and it's like, is this or that? And then when you kind of get an outside party that can read your energy, like knows that it's for you, that's such it's a help to get you unstuck from somewhere, you know? I know a lot of readers say that they don't read for themselves, but I do. I have such a good relationship with the cards and with the guides. And I know in the past, years ago, I wasn't able to do, especially like if I was in a certain energy or if I wanted to tell me now kind of energy, I wasn't going to get the answer that I needed. It's not the answer I want, it's the answer I need. But I feel like I have such a better relationship now with it all, with the cards and with the guides, that if I do need to get my own advice or some validation on some things that they've been giving me, they'll give it to me through the cards, and it's like, oh, thank you. Thank you. I probably should not have lit this incense because it feels like it's scratching my throat. All right. We've got, okay. We got the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles. We have a lot of messengers. Wow, okay. So many of us are receiving messages right now, whether they're coming through your crown chakra, coming through dreams, coming through other people, other readers, or just other people in general, or through your psychic senses. You're receiving messages, and some of those messages are like, I gotta do something. I gotta do something. I gotta say something. I gotta take action. Not really taking action. Swords are of the mind. The Knight of Swords is, it's almost like, it's feeling like the energy of, I gotta jump on my bike and go save somebody. But I feel like this is the self. Knight of Pentacles. Slow down. Then we're told to slow down. Yes, we're told if we're not actually listening, then we get a forced rest like I had, where like, yeah, and that's actually all of last week. Last week's energy was definitely all the way up till probably even today was the energy of, we have the Mars energy where we really like, it's like, I've got this something that I gotta say or do, and you want to do it quick. And then there's other energies that are saying, no, slow down. You're going to miss all of the details if you race into this. It's time to slow down. If you don't slow down, I'm going to force you to slow down. Slow down, because there's a lot of things you got to pick up through your emotional field here. And the King of Cups really is somebody who is really in touch with their emotions, deeply in touch with their emotions, which is our internal navigational system here. And I think some of the messages have been exactly what I was saying, to have compassion for those who are showing their darker side, to have forgiveness because of the energy that's coming through. It's fast moving energy. And that's that what comes around goes around. There's a big karmic loop that's happening right now. And if we're not fully paying attention, we're feeling our feels, but maybe that's not all ours. You want to be fully aware of what energy, what ripples of energy are being projected at you or back at you, because if it catches you off guard, especially if you get a memory or a glimmer of somebody in your mind's eye or in a dream or as a memory, that's actually, that person has some kind of memory coming up or emotion that's linked to you, to us. And that energy, that emotion it's a trigger. See, we used to be triggers for everybody. And when we remove ourselves from certain people, or certain people remove themselves from us, it doesn't mean that we're still not a trigger for them. The universe is going to use whatever it's going to use to bring up these old emotions. So when these old emotions come up and it's not feeling so good, it's going to be projected out into the field. And we want to really be in this Zen state. We want to be fully whole and in our sovereignty, so that we don't get caught in that psychic attack, and that energy can actually do what it's meant to do. It's going to basically, like I always say, it's going to bounce off of our field. We're not going to absorb it. We're not taking it in anymore. And it's going to go right back to them, because energy cannot be destroyed. It's going to go right back to them. The world. Yeah. The yuckies. Yeah. There's been a lot of that lately. I've had little tidbits of it. I mean, I've been sick, but through having fevers and things like that, I've had a lot of different memories come up, and without being able to go anywhere, but lay in bed. And honestly, like, when I'm running a fever, I can't look at my phone. I can't turn the TV on. I just have to lay there and really receive the messages. So when you do, you can ask, what is this about? Instead of just like sit in these yucky feelings that are coming to you, because they're really not yours, unless you're still holding on. That's the thing. If you're still holding on to bad feelings, resentment, grudges, anger, betray, like anything, then you're going to get those yuckies too. So it's really important to forgive. Let's get another message. That was just, actually, that was a beautiful way of kind of reiterating exactly what I was just saying. And we want to, especially tonight, you know, always, but I think while this energy is really strong, that X5, that's a big blast from the sun. It's doing some things to people. For me, I just feel like, I feel energy. I feel energetic. But for other people, their like emotions are coming to the surface, and they're like, what now? And if people are consuming alcohol or anything like that, it's a lot. It's a lot. So just be careful. And be mindful. Be mindful of this energy. Really, truly. All right, let's get another message for us. There's another energy that's coming around. Yes. Okay. So they're already giving me the messages before the cards are coming out. Let's just make sure. There's another energy that's coming around, and this is affecting. Beautiful. There's another group of people who have gone through the ascension process, being aware, but also kind of half in, half out. You know, one of my old friends used to call them toe dippers. So you're like halfway into like your spiritual journey and your journey of awakening, but then halfway out in your old life and trying to play both, right? Both ends, both sides of the fence. Yeah. And what's going on with them right now is that they are really feeling this energy because they are awakened and conscious and aware. And whatever they had been active in and engaged in their third dimensional life that was linked to their old self really put them through the ringer and had showed them the truth, the hard truths. You know, the toe tippers, yeah. You know, I mean, we've all been through the awakening journey when all of a sudden you're humbled and you're like, oh, I thought this, you know, usually first you think other people, like you suddenly, you see yourself. You're like, what am I doing? You know, who am I? Why am I still doing this? I know better. Well, that's, you know, that's part of awakening consciousness. So, but they are being hard on themselves. They are in the process right now of walking away from something or someone that once brought them feelings that they enjoyed, whether it's, you know, I feel like I belong to a group or a family, or I feel like I belong. It usually has to do with belonging or fitting in, or some sort of accolade or attention. It's serving a part of the ego or one of the parts that actually, you know, it feels good. Like I know who I am and I know what I'm doing, and I'm also very conscious, I'm woke or whatever, you know, and that's actually just not the truth. The universe is also putting them through these tests, these ropes to show them, it's reeling them back in to show them themselves again. Yeah, suddenly feeling forward. Well, and there you go. And it's like, I suddenly don't feel the same way anymore as I once did. And it's a realization, actually, a big, huge realization. This victory card came out with the 9 of Wands. So the victory is finally this group of people, they are over dipping their toe in both sides, like playing both sides of the fence. That's not working for them anymore. It's actually caused them a lot of, it looks like this person's been drug around a while. Her shirt's all torn up. Yes, she's still standing and holding her torch, but she's gone through some stuff. All right, so they're tired, they're humbled, and right now they are feeling like they screwed up and they've lost something. They feel like maybe they did something to maybe they left us, or maybe they did something they regret, basically, and now they're like, it's too late. The feeling is it's too late. I wanna get back to this good spiritual, yeah, 10 of Cups. I want to get back to this love, this true unconditional love. And I feel the Lovers, look, the Lovers below that. I want to get back to this true unconditional love that I felt. Page of Cups. the synchronicities, the serendipity, all of that beauty. And I feel like I screwed it up. I feel like it's too late. I don't even know if I can get back there anymore. So that's where that group of people are right now. And it takes time. And this is actually, I feel like this is an energy that's happening right now as I'm reading this, because this flashed through my third eye before the cards even came out. Exactly, into the unknown. And that's the fear, is why many people, I mean, we've done it too, is that's let me slow down here. It is when you go through ascension, when you go through the awakening process energetically, it is like you're on an airplane and you're starting to take off and you're like, yay. And all of a sudden you hit all this turbulence and you're like bouncing around and hitting everything. And that is, and then you're like, the unknown. I'm terrified. I don't know if I'm going to crash or be up in the sky. And so we go through that bumpiness for a while, and that scares a lot of people, because it's like, I don't know what I'm getting myself into. The familiar's over there. I think I'm going to stick with what I know, but I do know that this other side of the fence is amazing and feels good too. So some people will continue to soar and get up to higher altitude where it's more smooth sailing. But until then, it's very stressful and bumpy. It's a bumpy ride. And that's for everybody. Well, we got lots of messages coming through tonight. And it's linked in groups. Now they're showing me the popcorn again. So it's like the kernels of popcorn. When you start to pop popcorn, only a few kernels pop, and then a couple more, and a couple more, and a couple more, and then it all starts to popping. And there's some that never do pop. Lovers. How's everybody feeling? How's everybody doing? Any interesting things? Experiences? Let's see. I've had a lot of it takes heat to pop. That's right. Oh yes, it does. And it is the universe's way of, from that last group, I'm getting this analogy too, is it's going to crank up the heat to get us to become so uncomfortable that we've got to make a move, make a change. And that's where many people are at right now. And honestly, things in the outside world are changing so fast, and more truth is being revealed. And suddenly people are getting off of their soapbox that they were on, because suddenly their soapbox is like ripped out from under them. Happy New Year. Super people sensitive. Yes. Easily triggered and drained. Yes. Oh, that drainage is no joke. Although I was being sick, but a lot of people I talk to are just having fatigue right now. But the sensitivity, that is definitely this high frequency energy. Yes, all of our senses are heightened. All of we're ultra sensitive for sure. Happy New Year. What else do we have? They're just spilling all the tea to me today. Whoa. I quit drinking. The universe gave me the last smack I needed, and it nearly killed me, so I am back to water. Yeah, the universe will do that. I think I got a nice big smack myself. That made me quit as well. And it's just not worth it. Actually, now it's so funny because even if like I wanna like have a drink with a friend and celebrate, suddenly my taste buds remind me. It almost is like it repulses me. It makes me feel like I want to throw up. So I'm not even like interested anymore. And I've never been that way. I'm Irish. I could throw them back, throw a lot back in the day. And it's like, no, not anymore. So yes, good for you, Darren. um, yeah, and that's usually how it goes. We get warnings. We get all these warnings. We're like, yeah, I know, but it's so much fun. And then the warnings turn into something a little bit more serious, and then it's like one last smackdown. And most of us who are conscious will be like, okay, I get it. Before like something really bad happens, you know what I mean? Like, hopefully nothing really bad happened, and it was just more of like you get little smack in the side of the head, like, wake up. You do have to really want to get better. That's right. We have Queen of Pentacles. All right, where is this going? Five of Cups. Okay. Wow. All right. Keep going. Give me one more for Queen of Pentacles, please. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Here's a good message. No one can save you, so congratulations on loving yourself that much. That's right. They are flying out. This is a good one. So, especially now during the holiday season, for many of us, Queen of Pentacles, I always see as someone who gives. And many of us are. We have that in us just innately. We are a giver. Whether it's a giver of gifts, a giver of our time, a giver of our energy, a giver. It's like we will go to the moon and back for some people, especially family. The moon is also a reflection of only a part of ourselves. And there's another aspect of ourselves hidden on the dark side of the moon. And to be aware of that, especially when you're giving. What is it? Why are you giving? Truly, why are you giving? Be conscious and aware of that. For many, it is a fear of loss, a fear of being abandoned, a fear of not being loved, a fear of being judged, a fear of competition, conflict, being judged again. I'm hearing being judged, being judged, being judged. Whether it's like going to certain holiday parties, or did I get the right gift? You know, don't want to, or I want to one up my sister or something, like whatever it is for us, right? And it's really left us not feeling the way we once felt when we were giving, when we want to give. You want to really get in touch with what is it in you that makes you, that has you wanting to give. Is it because you feel like you have to, or you will be judged, or someone's going to be mad at you, or feel a certain kind of way? Or is it coming from your heart? One of the many reasons why many of us have had more of a, this has kind of been, we've been asked to slow down, we've been asked to rest, or have a forced rest, like myself. Lonely, yeah, I see that, Paula. And this feeling like she's in a nest, right? She's got her heart's hanging out on the line. And, but she's resting. Four of Swords. Also, the energy of contemplation. So the mind gets overstimulated, especially this time of year. And sending you all love from Chicagoland. Hi, Mary D from Chicago. Yes, we learned this in childhood. And this for many of us, this does go to, and it's like follow the leader, right? But I think a lot of us have learned a valuable lesson, especially this year. And everybody's lesson was a little bit different or unique. But whether you actually went through with your old patterns of your giving, especially during the holiday season, even if it is just your time or your energy, going to certain functions that you didn't really feel like you had the energy to, when your body was saying it's time to rest, but you go because it's Christmas or it's Hanukkah or because it's family. I'm guilty of that. I actually did go to, but I wanted to. I love my family. I wanted to go to my family function, but I also felt persuaded because my brothers and sisters were like, "You're on antibiotics now. You're no longer contagious." All right, I'm no longer contagious. Do I feel better? So I went, and guess what happened? My fever came back. So that's sort of my lesson, and everybody understood. They're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, you have to go home." But I know other people who have had ailments, viruses, diseases, shingles, all the things, and during this holiday season, and usually we're the ones that just unconsciously go, buy gifts, make the cookies, I'm going to cook this and I'm going to do that, and all these things, knowing better, but it's an unconscious, it's in autopilot, right? And the universe was giving us messages. You're probably feeling tired throughout it and like drinking extra coffee or whatever it is. But that was a message to pay attention to that. Pay attention to those patterns. It's not so easy to say, you know what, I don't think I'm going to make it this year. I send my love, or let's maybe get together after the holidays kind of thing. Because the holiday season, man, at least in this country, is a little insane, if you ask me. It's a lot insane. It's not a little insane. It's a lot insane. Not afraid to say I was selfish this time around me time. That's not selfish either. Going at my own pace. Nuts. A lot of insane. Yeah, it really truly is. So that was a message to us all to really just be mindful of that. We were quizzed. We've been quizzed. Let's see what else wants to come through. I'm just going to keep using this deck. I love this deck. Whoo, I just got heat. And I'll tell you what, it's cold in here. I'm getting these hot flashes all of a sudden. And it's not a fever. I feel fine. Thank you, Paige and Grateful. Oh, I love you guys. I'm so glad we're here together. 2024, I feel so good about 2024. It's going to be a lot different than 2023 was. I kind of knew 2023 was going to be a very big learning year, and there were going to be a lot of new, now we're still going to have new frequencies coming at us, but we've already been prepped. We've already gone through like a lot of the hard stuff. It's kind of like labor pains, if you know, for any of us who have had children, you know, the waves of labor. I've always thought I could read people and know things, but I'm not for sure. I had a one-time visit with a psychic and it didn't go well. 2023 was a heartbreak. You know, not sometimes when you meet with certain psychics, you get tested. So honestly, if you already think you want to go with your inner knowing and your solar plexus, you know what you know. You know you can read people. The universe is going to put you through, especially if you are a reader. So I already knew I was a natural energy reader, naturally could read people. But there were times where I wanted validation, and sometimes I would get it from psychics. Other times I would get tested and it would put stuff in my head. It would mess me up. So sometimes you get tested when you either listen to certain readers on YouTube or you go to an actual reader. So don't let that fool you. The universe wants you to know yourself and know your gifts for sure. Yeah, you already know. Yep. And then you can use that discernment. Now, here's the thing. If you're told something that actually is something you need to hear, but you don't want to hear, like you want a different story going on, you can feel that in your body too. So we get all kinds of tests here, but especially with our psychic senses, if you want to continue to get to know them more, be more confident in them, or even like work in that area, trust that and know yourself, but also know that you will be tested from time to time to use your own discernment here. It happens to us all, and it actually is a great way to learn, a great way to understand your own senses. I know, I asked the psychic and she said it was a gift she was born with and it's rare, and then I doubted myself. It's not rare. Honestly, every human being on the planet has the ability. It's whether you understand it or not, whether you trust it or not, or even whether you believe in it or not. But we all are born with the ability to read. And I mean, we have many more abilities. I have many more abilities than I'm aware of. But they continue to open up and come online more and more and more, and it's exciting. Don't doubt yourself. You're the one in that body. The body is all of your gauge, your barometer. It's like your weather barometer for all the energies. Luna's going to chime in now too. I know. Wow. I have not seen the tower in this deck until just now. So interesting. Ooh. Okay. Wow. I had a feeling this one was going to come up. So this is a message about our financial stability, or just our safety and stability in general, and how we have been tested on our strength, our ego. Many of us have had a lot of things taken away over the course of the years. We've lost money, we've lost things. We've been shown where we've been too materialistic or too focused on the material. And that has taken a lot of courage, a lot of strength, and a lot of endurance to continue to go on and trust and believe in the journey when we're not just gifted things that maybe we thought in the beginning, because it's so enchanted and it's so, and we are gifted in the very beginning when we start waking up, that we think that it's just this fairy tale land, and it's just not that way, and we end up losing things and it becomes really scary. Tower. But we've stuck with the journey. Didn't give up. Had to give up our old life, give up the old familiar and the stability and the money and the whatever it is. For each and every one of us, it's different, but many of us we've left jobs that were stable, or relationships that were stable, or we thought were stable, meaning not stable, but meaning feeling like it kept us grounded or safe. It's in some way, it's a mental trap, basically, in hopes that going on the spiritual journey is going to take us into like a utopian land where we're going to be safe and protected from all. And that just was not the truth of the whole story here. However, with faith, with sticking with it, the journey, and getting to know ourselves and our energy, bringing ourselves back into balance, into wholeness, into oneness with ourselves and with the entire energy stream, the entire universe. That has brought not only great healing, but not to give up hope. The message is to not give up hope on that which we had intended for, dreamed of. It's been changed because our values have changed. Our integrity is, we're seeing the outside world, and we're seeing all of what's really important, what matters, and where our heart belongs. And it's not in status and money and the car and the home and the clothes, or whatever it is for anybody, whatever your old life that you had left. This message is to not give up hope on what is true for you, because it's coming. It's coming. We have another unity card. Again, the Lovers just keeps wanting to show itself, and that I'm reading that as unity, one, wholeness, but wholeness with higher self, with the universe. I have to read some of these messages here. Hot flashes are horrible. Yeah, the Tower. 15 years of loss. I'm so excited for 2024 for all of us. Yes, me too. 6:39 in Chicagoland. Yeah, so don't give up on, let me get one more card on the King of Pentacles, because this actually, the more work we put into ourselves and to know ourselves and to really know what it is, what do we intend in this lifetime? What seeds do we really truly want to plant? Suddenly, like, having a lot of money in the bank isn't that important. It's not important to me. Sure, I want to keep my electric on and have heat and a roof over my head, like the basics. Anything above and beyond that is nice, it's great, but it's not a necessity. I just don't want to have to constantly worry about where that's coming from. And that's where this is telling me that these dreams, these wishes, they're coming true. They're coming true, but it's also, we really got to stick to our heart, our truth. It's not a loss. It's a lesson. Exactly. Tower, false foundation can then build a new on a new, more authentic one. Yes, 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 yes. And I'm actually really grateful for those lessons. These are things we already know deep inside, but when you're in the, when you're not, words, when you're unconscious or you're not fully conscious of that, and you're kind of like surrounded by people that are just in that matrix, and when we're in that matrix, that's all that seems to exist until you exit the matrix. We don't fully exit, like we still live amongst it, but we're not, like, it doesn't affect me anymore. And I don't judge others. It's like they're gonna have their time, they're gonna learn, and if they don't, that's their path, whatever. I know where my path is, you know. We learn from it. We don't move on from grief or loss, we move forward. That's right. And that grief, the grief is an important stage to go through all of those processes of grief, because sure, that turns into part of our experience, but it's also part of our wisdom, and it's a key that unlocks a more in-depth part of ourselves. It becomes a part of us. And I understand, and I think what Patsy's talking about, you know, when you lose, and I don't think that I don't want to say when we lose people is a loss either, because I don't like to look at it that way. I like to look at it as, like, if they're still here living on the planet anyway, that they are on their path, their journey. I've had my son go off on his path and thought that we disconnected, and that was heartbreaking for me. But when I finally was able to heal my enmeshment with him, my fear, and see what the universe was showing me there, suddenly I was like, I freed him energetically, emotionally, to go about his journey and learn whatever he could. And I tell you, within weeks, it took time, but we've reconnected even stronger than we were before that, because so now when somebody dies, that's different, but their soul is still, their essence is still here. They're just not in their bodies anymore. So even that's not really a loss, really. I mean, it's a loss in a way. It's all in perspective, I guess you could say. They're still with us, just in spirit. And sometimes that's even, I mean, I don't want to say even better, but I have a lot of my spirit guides or teams, or a lot of my family members that have passed over. And they visit me often. Like, they're always with me. And it is not in any kind of fantasy land. Like, they're very much real and will show me quite quickly if I need that. You know, whenever I need it, it's, you know, my dad will appear before my very eyes and be like, I am still very much here. I'm watching you. So whatever I can tell you as far as mediumship goes, that has been really, I don't really like to label or call myself a medium, but I guess those abilities are really getting stronger for me. And I think that it's, again, my own training wheels coming off. Not very comfortable talking to other people's dead loved ones for them yet, but very much comfortable talking to my own. All right, let's see what else wants to come through. We'll get one last New Year's Eve or New Year's Day for some message. Okay, well, here we go. Yeah. So for some, again, we're back to Queen of Pentacles and with the Two of Cups, which is talking about this could be a mother figure or just somebody who is very much grounded in nature, but also had been very grounded in a connection. Yeah, and life is short too. Grounded in a natural connection. We'll just say it that way. And then we have the Seven of Swords that comes out, which speaks of deception. This is thievery. This is trickery. This is something that messes with your mind. Messes with your mind, messes with their mind. It's designed to. It's designed to, but again, then that splits the journey into choices, decisions. On how am I going to feel about this? How do I feel about this? And how do I express my feelings about this? Is there emotional support? I'm also getting, it keeps coming back to enmeshment, meaning sometimes when we have such a close connection with somebody, we don't realize how dependent we are on that connection for our own well-being. So usually the script gets changed, things take a turn, and they seem like they take a turn for the worst. When in all actuality, it's something that's designed, it's meant to happen. Kind of like what I was talking about with my son. We have King of Wands overall with the Ace of Swords. It definitely takes a lot of inner strength, inner knowing, trust, confidence, passion, desire to really go through something like that. To what's that saying? When you love somebody, set them free. If they come back to you, it was meant to be. We have to set free everybody. I mean, to really enmesh and entangle ourselves with somebody else and to expect them not to be free to journey on their own journey really can be very painful. Can actually make things worse. But the Ace of Swords is talking about having a new perspective, having a new outlook. Knowing that time is a spiral, it's not a linear line that we come back around and around and around and around again. But the King of Wands is talking about that strength, building strength, endurism, interesting word. We have been doing a lot of endurism, especially last year, have we not? It's all an illusion. We could all very well be in spirit already. We're just waiting for time to catch up. Yeah. I agree. A lot of, and I don't like to use the word illusion though, because it is feels very real down here. But when you can get to that perspective of like, oh, yeah, because when we're no longer in these bodies, our spirits are intermingling again. Like, well, did you like that journey? How about that? You know, like, and we were never really separate from anybody. We really are not. My gosh. But when you're in pain, that's a hard thing to hear. My mom used to say that to me all the time, and I was like, I just I wasn't picking up what she was putting down until I actually had to go through it myself to understand it a lot better. Yeah, we don't want to be in endurism. Well, let's see. I would say I'm in the tourism industry. I would say I'm going to wrap this reading up with the Oracle of the Seven energies, because as we move into 2024, we are in the energy year of 8. So we can wrap up, because where I am, it's still 2023. It is nice to see us all in 3D. That's right. Love you too. I know, it's so it's interesting. And many of us, those of us who actually have had near-death experiences and others experiences where we have left our bodies and have gone to the other side and back into our bodies, actually have a little bit of a leg up on that. And it's hard for other people to really totally trust that. I mean, people get it, but like, it's so embedded in you when that happens to you. It's like, oh, I get why people are calling this a dream. It's not really a dream, but it could be a dream, but it's not. But yeah, it's so freaking crazy. And it's all the choices. We really do. Our emotions and our beliefs, our thoughts, and we hold on to so much energy and so much stuff to people. I know that I've had people really, you can feel it when somebody's holding on to you too. It's almost like, how do I describe this? So when somebody is holding, like, and they could not be anywhere, they could like be on the other side of the world, but they're energetically holding on to you, like don't want, like still want the old relationship, the old physical relationship, and it's not here and they're not healing from it. You can feel that in every choice and decision you make. They pop up in your head. Anytime you go somewhere, somehow these memories pop up in your head. You know it when somebody's holding on to you just as much as they know. They might not know, but you feel it. You feel like a restraint or a heaviness. This is how much connected we all are. We really are like really entangled and connected, but there are certain key people, our soul tribe, our family, our children, whatever, that are really, really connected, and like these invisible cords that they're always going to be connected. I saw this beautiful choreography, this dance that these two people did, and they had an actual cord tied to both of their ankles, and they were like trying to run away from each other and pulled each other back, and it was like such a great depiction of like what I'm trying to say here. The silver thread, yeah. It's like no matter where you go or what you do, this person's going to pop back. They're always going to be with you. They're always with you. All right. So here is the last message for this evening. Before my voice goes away totally. We got time machine. Interesting. Favorite quote of all time: be the change you want to see in the world. That's what drew me to this channel. I'm so thankful for you. That's my favorite quote too. It was like embedded in me when I first had my awakening, like grand big awakening, and I just like, I panicked, and I left. I quit my job. I left my husband, my home, everything. And I was like, now what do I do? And this bracelet, I still have it. It was engraved in it. It said, be the change. And that's Nelson Mandela, right? I think. It stood out to me, and I bought it and I wore it for like 4 years straight, and it just embedded in me. Like, it's me. I've got to change. I have to be the change. And it was just the greatest concept to continue to go with, because it really is the truth. Can't wait around for others to change. Can't wait around for the world to change. We've got to make those changes ourselves. So time machine is our final message here tonight. And it speaks of inherited patterns, conditioning, lessons already learned, cellular memory, honoring the past without being trapped there. We rely on stories we inherit from our ancestors, our families, our culture, and the world around us to construct a map of our reality. As we develop new stories in life, we build on those old foundations, repair them when we can, or tear them down and begin again. The best and most powerful traits and experiences of your ancestors are yours to integrate into your life, so you don't have to revisit their hardships or rectify their mistakes. You have a magical map with which to navigate your current circumstances. Look to the past for answers now. Ask yourself, in this situation, what can I learn from those who came before me? What traits can I emulate in order to move through this challenge with wisdom? How can I build on what I already know and integrate this understanding? What might I do differently? Sometimes you walk blindly into traps set in the past. Perhaps you couldn't see that you were repeating a pattern until you were well in it. The best course of action here is to rest, practice self-compassion, and make a conscious choice to do something differently next time. Clarity will come. Remember that if you do what you always did, you'll get what you always got. History repeats itself only if you allow it. The most important thing is that you are becoming aware. You can make a different choice regarding how you respond to life right now. Yes, things can be awkward and uncomfortable as old hurts are revealed and new solutions are attempted. The time is ripe for change, so keep going. Every step is important. Allies will rally, but in the end, you are the one you've been searching for. One day, you will remember how your beautiful new story was just around the corner. Wow. Wow. And that is so right in alignment with like all the messages I've been getting, especially today, with the past coming up, old stuff I forgot about, but very relevant for me to revisit and not repeat something that I've already learned from. And I think that a lot of us are having those experiences, and many others are as well. So again, another big message is to just continuously, and we can do this right now even as a group, is to put out there into the collective field compassion and empathy for everyone, because everybody is on their own unique journey, whether they're aware of it or not. And really, my biggest hope is that more and more people end up, and they really truly are, searching for their true self, their soul self, and wanting to heal from their past experiences and ancestral trauma that's been passed down from generation to generation. So we can really break these. We can. We don't have, history does not have to repeat itself, but it always does begin with us internally, you know. Fixing generational fuck ups. That's right. TikTok. Compassion for the ancestors and their pain where they learned patterns. Yes. Yes. And also to remember that in the past, and even in our own past, the energy was different. We just had this big influx of frequency. I can reflect back. When I was thinking back about this person that was in my dream, that was probably, well, then they had me look it up. It was 2008 or it was 2011 was what I was like remembering. And the energy then was so dense and dark, and people acting a fool. I was acting a fool, but everybody, like the energy was different. So we have to remember that too, that we have really gone through a big, giant energetic shift where consciousness has definitely elevated. People are awakening. Our frequency is higher. Our experiences are becoming much more in alignment with our truth and our heart and our soul self, you know. Accumulative consciousness. So yeah, that's what I have. Thank you guys all for joining me here. I love every single one of you, and it's an honor to have you all here with me this evening and every time, all the time. I truly, this is a blessing and a gift for me. So I enjoy it so much. So much love to all of you. And yes, here's to a very happy, healthy 2024, and we're going to go through it all together. So no one's left alone. Guys, have a great night, great morning, wherever you may be in the world. Mwah. Much love. Yes. Happy, happy new year. Voice is going. Bye. Hi, Maureen. I'm signing off now. Mwah. Bye.